Good evening, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 39 of Robin's Piano Bar, the Halloween edition, where the drinks and the food are virtual, and the piano playing is real. I'm your host, Count Cossin, streaming live to you on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch TV, and LinkedIn. Tonight's episode, let's get scared. And now, please welcome to her own home, our favorite scary piano gal, Robin Spielberg.
Ooh. Hello and happy Halloween weekend. We've been having way too much fun over here setting up for this live stream. If you're counting, it's number 144. It's season 2 of the Piano Bar, which makes this one number, 39 for this season. For those who like numbers, I like numbers. So, super fun putting together a scary set of music and a scary set behind me. It is really windy. I mean, it is howling out there right now, and it's raining, and I went to the mailbox right before the live stream. Neither one of us wanted to go. Has that ever happened to you? You don't want to go to your mailbox? It's not terribly far. You know, it's just cold, rainy, wet, windy. And you know what? There wasn't anything really good in the mail. It could have waited until tomorrow. So how are you guys doing? You like our setup? I hope you do. Tonight's stream focuses on all kinds of things that go bump in the night, scary songs, and maybe some not so scary songs. But
Our background brings up Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. When I think about things that scare me, I think about people, these stalkers. Stalkers are scary. So this one is from Sting. This is Every Breath You Take. I'll be watching you. Sounds like I have to shut off my phone here. There we go.
No phone calls.
Just had a ding. Yeah. No calls. That was from Sting, Every Breath You Take. I think it's a scary song. Now, this one maybe not as scary, but back when Bruce Springsteen had his first and brief marriage, he came out with an album called Tunnel of Love. And there were a lot of metaphors that had to do with going into the fun house, the spooky house, the scary rides on the carnival, you know. And I really enjoyed the album very much. When you go to a, either now or when you were younger, gone to a carnival or amusement park, what was your favorite thing to do? I mean, when you think about amusement parks, it's kind of, I don't know, an oxymoron. You pay to get scared. You're not really amused. I don't know. I go on a roller coaster. I'm not amused. I am afraid. You go into one of those mazes, those mirror things you can't find your way out of. They're kind of anxiety invoking, right? And I find that we, Americans at least, love to spend money to get ourselves scared, to do things that scare us. This multi-million, maybe billion-dollar business in that, right? So I don't know. I liked the haunted houses. I always liked those little rides that had the tracks that you went around on, and things would pop out. Mostly because it was on a track, and you go around the corner, and you're the scary thing will be gone soon. The ride's eventually going to be over. I did not like the fun houses with the mirrors and the mazes that you couldn't find your way out of. Those weren't my things. What did you guys think? The games. Donna says they were only a dime back then. Yeah, I won goldfish once. My parents were not happy about it. Goldie the goldfish won at a carnival. Eventually was eaten by the cat. But not for years. Wearing my cat ears for Halloween. And so this is a Bruce Springsteen song. It's called Brilliant Disguise. So that's kind of a rock song on the radio, although I've seen Bruce Springsteen play it as a solo acoustic, very sweet. And the lyrics are, "Is that you, or is that just a brilliant disguise?" So in the song, he's talking about, do we really know one another? Do we really know our partners? Are you wearing a disguise? Thought that was good for this set for Halloween. And I am a Springsteen fan for sure. I think I've mentioned this on the stream more than once. I have a recurring dream about Bruce Springsteen. And no, it is not a romantic dream. It is a work dream. It's a career dream. I've had it, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times. I'm always very excited when I wake up from this dream. Larry knows this dream probably by heart, right, Larry?
I do know it.
I'm at a Bruce Springsteen sound check. It seems like it's Madison Square Garden, but it can't be because it's too small. It's like a stage in the center and all the seats around it like an arena, but much smaller, like a mini Madison Square Garden. I'm at the sound check, and the keyboard player doesn't show up. He doesn't know what to do. Maybe he has to cancel the show. My heart starts to pound. I say, "Mr. Springsteen, I know all your songs." He says, "You're kidding. That's great. Come on up." I said, "But wait a minute. I don't really know all your songs the way you and the E Street Band play them. I only know like new agey piano arrangements of your songs." And without skipping a beat, he goes, "All right, tonight is going to be a new agey piano Bruce Springsteen set. Let's go." And I'm so excited. And there's no time to even call my friends or family. I just have to get right into the rehearsal. Wouldn't that be a kick if that actually ever happened? Wouldn't that be funny? Haha. All right. This one's an older one, but maybe you know it. It's called Bewitched, Bewitched, Be Bothered. No. It's called Bewitched, but the lyrics are bewitched, bothered, and bewildered. I don't think I could say that very fast. In fact, I can't say it very slow. think a lot of great singers covered that song, Bewitched. I think Edie Gourmet comes to mind for me. Who else knows that one? So, I love that you guys are having a nice conversation here in the chat. Thanks for joining. If you're joining on Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching, if you haven't chimed in yet or said hello and where you're from, please do. There are some regulars here, and there are some new people as well. So, nice to see all of you. So, all of those songs, I think I'm playing on the live stream for the first time, and always fun to learn some new things. This one's also new, too. Larry, you probably had to do all these new titles.
It's okay. This one makes me think of the Stephen King book, The Stand, because they used it when they remade it into a movie.
Oh, they did?
Which the storyline, instead of the current pandemic that killed just 2% of our population, in The Stand, 99.9% of the population
I don't think I want to watch
died.
that movie.
It's one of his greatest books ever.
It probably is a very good book, but he wrote it way before this pandemic. So
I'm surprised you never read it, because it has a great kind of opening where, with all the traffic jam, everything is shut down, and the main character has to go through the Lincoln Tunnel in the dark.
I could do that.
Could you be more scared?
No, I wouldn't be scared.
Okay.
I know that Lincoln Tunnel. I know it so well. In fact, going through the Lincoln Tunnel, one of the games we used to play when we were kids is that there's a line in the Lincoln Tunnel on the wall. It says New Jersey, New York, and there's a line of where New Jersey ends and New York begins in the Hudson River. And, we'd be going speeding through the tunnel, and we would try to predict when we were going to see that line. I was very good at it.
I just have to say, Stephen King, probably
he writes scary stuff, Larry.
Scariest author.
What was that thing with the clown? It,
yeah.
Scary.
Yep, kids are scared of clowns, right? People are scared of clowns.
Although when I was a kid, there was a TV show on that I liked a great deal. It was Bozo the Clown. And then I guess kids liked clowns. There was Bozo, and then there was the McDonald's guy. And then something happened. There are probably too many books and movies about bad clowns, and then clowns got a bad rap. Now we're afraid of them.
Well,
all right.
We'll dedicate this one to you, Stephen King.
This is for you, Stephen King. We know you through a mutual friend, but I've never met.
So when I think about Stephen King, you think about all the scary movies, The Shining, Carrie.
Oh,
I mean,
that's what he's known for.
He's had
so that was
hundreds
Don't
of
Fear
scary
the Reaper,
movies.
and a very delicate piano arrangement. A lot of songs about not being afraid to die, not being afraid of the dark. This is another one. This one's from an old musical, Showboat, and Old Man River talks about not being afraid, not being scared, or being too scared to live and too scared to die, too scared of everything. But he's going to keep trying and keep on rolling along. Both from musicals, but all very different. Old Man River, tired of living but afraid of dying. Have to keep going, have to keep trying. And 16 going on 17, there's fear there. Fear about the real world, fear about growing up. And the boy who's 17, all of 17, just a year older, trying to reassure her. He's older and wiser. He can help. And he will protect her. So, very sweet. A lot of things that we're afraid of as we're growing up. Talking about being afraid of things growing up, how many of you were afraid of The Wizard of Oz? But we watched it anyway, right? In the days of old, it came on once a year. I try to tell that to my daughter. You couldn't just watch things when you wanted to. There was no on-demand, no VCRs, none of those things. Classic films, if we were lucky, came around once a year. Wizard of Oz, 10 Commandments, right? What else? Once a year. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, once a year.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Things we absolutely did not want to miss, and if we missed them because our parents made plans or something to do, we were just so distraught. But I loved The Wizard of Oz. I loved when it was, I guess my favorite part, probably a lot of people have this favorite part when they were little, when it went from black and white into color. I was just so struck by that. It was so absolutely magical.
More magical than a house falling on a witch.
Well, you know, funny you should say that, Larry, because a few weeks ago Jimmy Webb made a joke comparing me to that witch under the house.
Did he try and steal your shoes?
He didn't mean anything by it, but there was a time when we were on tour at a city winery and the pedal on the piano broke during his set, and I crawled on stage and went underneath, and he said, I will never forget not seeing anything but your shoes. You're sticking out from under the piano as you're trying to repair the piano, and I'm talking to the audience, trying to vamp as if nothing's happening. And it was something I don't think any of us will ever forget. Very funny moment on stage. In
and
fact,
your little dog too.
Little dog too. People after the show thought we planned it. That it was so funny. It was planned. But Joanne's like, not the Lollipop League. Oh, I was afraid of the flying monkeys. Were you afraid of the flying monkeys?
Poppies will make you sleep.
Scary.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Poppies.
Your little dog, too.
We have this is scary. This is kind of like the witch. I'll put this out for Halloween. And it always scares some of the little ones. But she's funny. I get a thrill from our happy Halloween. Okay, so this is we're going to follow the Yellow Brick Road here. We're going to go see the wizard. She was afraid of the wizard. Everyone was afraid of the wizard. And they turned out just a little short guy behind a curtain. Nothing to be scared of. Some of you might know some of the trivia about that movie. Apparently, a lot of the grown-up actors were jealous of Judy Garland, young Judy Garland, getting all the limelight. There was a big search for that role. Shirley Temple was going to play it, went then to Judy Garland. And some of the more serious actors apparently did not talk to Judy Garland on the set. That makes me a little sad to hear that. So it might have been a little scary for her, I think, to be in the Land of Oz, actually doing the film at such a tender age of 13. All right, you guys are seeing my ears. Some of you are just noticing them. Yes, we're not short. We're just compact. We're vertically challenged, we like to say sometimes. For people who are not the height they want to be, we say vertically challenged. Can you reach that on the shelf? I'm a little vertically challenged.
Politically incorrect to call them munchkins.
Munchkin is okay. You're not supposed to use other words. Munchkins is a made-up word.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Munchkin is just a made-up.
That was a word for the Wizard of Oz, I guess, right? They were
for the people of Oz were munchkins.
They were munchkins, yeah.
They didn't call them other words that we used to call people who were vertically challenged. Anyway, here's scary. We have gone, Larry and I, over the years, to many music business conferences and trade shows. And I'm telling you, this next song about being trapped in a hotel where you can never leave, we've felt like we've lived that a few times.
Yeah.
So here is the Eagles' Hotel California. You can check out anytime, but you can never leave. For you.
So I keep looking at that background and remembering that Netflix announced another season of Stranger Things.
I like that series. I don't remember the last.
Yeah, but that background is so like the Upside Down when they go into
the
the
world
forest.
of the Upside Down. I liked that series. I don't really remember last season though. That's kind of happening to me lately. I think during the pandemic, I've been just kind of needle pointing while the TV's on and not quite necessarily absorbing or paying attention, kind of in my own world, and it's just kind of there. But I'm not like absorbing stories, not like really paying attention. I don't know. That's how it's felt in the last year. Just kind of, what did we talk about? Staring into space. One of my undervalued skills. I'm very, very good at it. My parents used to ask all the time at the dinner table, what are you doing? Because I would just, daydream. And I'd say, I'm staring into space. Yep.
You always say it's a valuable skill.
I think it's very underrated. I think it's very important for people sometimes to just daydream and stare into space. Of course, professors, teachers don't like that when you're doing it in school. And of course, during a business meeting, you should not be staring into space. But sometimes it's very appropriate just to sit and stare into space. Let your mind wander. It happens to me all the time when I'm playing the piano. This is very meditative. People often ask if I get nervous playing the piano in front of a lot of people. And I don't, because I just kind of staring into space while I'm playing the piano. It's very relaxing. All right. Do not be afraid. A lot of these songs are about not being afraid. You're no need to be afraid. This is one of them. one makes me tear up. You'll Never Walk Alone. I saw Susan's post. Thank you so much. She said she listened to a lot of Hotel Californias and really liked that rendition. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Thank you for all of you who have been supporting this live stream. The Birchells, very much. Donna, I see you on here. Patricia, all these folks on Patreon. I really appreciate it. Leonard and Peter, thank you so much for all of your support. We couldn't do this without you. We wouldn't be able to get backgrounds and keep the piano tuned and keep it going. There are costs involved with doing live streaming, so every little bit helps, and we do appreciate your contributions. Although these will never be behind a paywall. We'd considered that, charging admission to come on in. These are always free for whoever needs some live piano music in their lives. So when it's trick-or-treat time, I noticed, let's talk about the piano. We always have something to talk about. We'll try to find the scariest piano. This is in my collection. I think it's a little scary. Larry, I'm going to put this here. I'm not sure where I got this one from. I think it's an estate sale, and it's creepy. If it were just sitting in a store of new things, I don't think I ever would pick it up to buy it because it's not exactly pretty. It's kind of have a spider webby, thing on just decoration on top. It's very heavy, kind of metal. So it makes me wonder who bought this and for whom, and who had it, and for so long, because it's definitely old. It's very heavy. Anyway, it's here. My Halloween scary piano. Right. When we get our trick-or-treaters, there's always a lot of people who dress up as ghosts. And
it's easy. 2 holes in a sheet. You're good.
Yes, but also vampires and in a very pale face.
You can always see those kids who are teenagers who are 15, 16 years old. They will do the simplest costume
to get the candy.
Just to go out and get candy.
Yeah, because they want to get sugared up. I'm happy to oblige. I've already bought some Halloween candy.
So
after last year, when we hardly had any trick-or-treaters, I'm yes, I'm buying a lot of candy. Can't wait.
So when you were a kid, there was always the house in the neighborhood that everyone was scared to go to because there was either the old lady or the old couple.
Yeah, well, now people go all out with decorations, and there are some really amazing houses. But we didn't have that growing up. We just had a couple of scary houses that we thought were haunted or that people were mean.
Yeah, the old people. Yeah.
That's not nice.
Well, that's what it was.
Well, they were older to us, and they were scary. They weren't nice.
They were scary old people in houses that
spooky
I know there
houses
was one
that weren't well lit.
Probably not well kept either.
And we were scared to ring the bell. And I didn't have a Halloween jack-o'-lantern that I filled with candy. I had a pillowcase.
And then there were the houses where the people tried to invite you in. That was even scary.
I never had that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I didn't have that. No one invited me into their house for Halloween.
People.
They gave me candy though.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll have a lot of pale faces.
They gave you raisins, right?
Whiter shades of pale faces.
Remember that? Sun-made raisins.
You will see many pale faces this Halloween. Oh, Bill wore a ghoul costume and jumped. Oh my gosh, you must have scared everybody. That's pretty cute. So let's see. How's everyone doing? Are you looking forward to Halloween this year? Do you get trick-or-treaters? You know, when we lived, Larry, remember we lived in Montclair, New Jersey, and we were on a dead-end street? We first moved in. I was so excited because prior to that we were renting an apartment and no one really rang the doorbell. So here we have our new house. We had like no furniture. We couldn't afford any furniture. But we had a house. And there's a piano in it. And we had a bed. We were so happy. And Halloween came. I had all this candy. And we were on a dead-end street and no one went down the street.
That's right.
It was quite the bummer. We ended up eating all that candy by ourselves. Hey, kitty, want to come on in? She says no.
No. Okay. She's preparing for the end of the stream.
Oh, yes. She has to do the sign-off at the end. She's going to go get dolled up. Pretty funny. But we do get trick-or-treaters in this neighborhood, though. It's pretty nice. I love seeing the little ones especially all dressed up. And let's see here. So, yeah, this one is from a musical, Finian's Rainbow. Can you guess what I'm going to play? What Halloween-y song would be from Finian's Rainbow? Donna, thank you. I'm glad you liked your waiter shade of pale. Yes, Carmel, Marianne. She just ran up the stairs. She just started. Last week we introduced you to our kittens. We have adorable kittens, Leo and Sasha. They are 10 and a half weeks old, and Carmel's now just started to play with them a little bit, which is very nice. So this is Old Devil Moon from Finian's Rainbow.
So do you remember receiving raisins from people
Hang
on
I
trick or
wanted
treating?
to just talk about that song just for a
Okay.
second, so hold that thought. That was good old days. And if you don't know the song, it's really fun to look up the lyrics. It's from the musical Damn Yankees. I played 2 musicals back to back. What did I do? I did Old Devil Moon, that's right. And this one from Damn Yankees. And he was the actor who played the Martian in my favorite Martian, who sings this song. He plays the devil. And the musical Damn Yankees is all about this man who makes a deal with the devil to become a young baseball player who could save the Washington Senators and bring them to the World Series. And it's a fun musical to watch. Gwen Verdon plays Lola, the devil's helper. And here the devil is singing about all the wonderful things that happened, all his glory days, like the day Jack the Ripper was born and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, fun song, fun lyrics to look up. What were you going to say, Lara?
People, even Marianne's paying attention to me. I'm talking about the fact that you go trick-or-treating for candy, and of course, old people are giving us raisins. Those little boxes of sun-made raisins, remember?
I'm talking about the music. Yes, that was a total bummer. Raisins. No, thank you.
Or pennies.
Pennies, but raisins, I was like, no. Or peanuts, or any kind of anything that was supposed to be healthy.
So
I'm sure if you trick or treat like at Gwyneth Paltrow's house, she probably gives out like macrobiotic, paleo diet something.
So
protein powder.
So for any
dried kale.
any of our viewers who are scared right now, I'm just gonna put this picture up just to make you feel better.
What is the picture?
Can you see it on your screen or no?
Not yet. I have a delay.
You have a delay. Well, of course.
I'm in with everyone else with the delay. You're like in the studio. Oh, those are babies.
So we were talking a little bit about it before.
They already grew a little more. Yeah. Toothbrushes. Yes, Donna. Well, I get the toothbrush idea. Eating all that candy. But yeah, we would get some really weird things for Halloween. And you could tell when people bought the cheap candy, like the jawbreakers, that you couldn't eat them.
Nah.
Or Red Hots, like stuff that would just burn your I think those people just didn't like kids.
Yeah.
They give you stuff that burned your mouth.
Apples, unwrapped apples.
Unwrapped apples for Halloween.
The trash. Yes. Those always ended up in the trash.
Yeah, my mother didn't put those in the trash. Your mother put them in the trash? I just didn't eat them.
There was a time where,
people thought you were going to be like Snow White and put poison inside the apple.
Anything unwrapped, my mother would go through and throw away. Do you blame her?
That was my mother did not supervise my Halloween candy.
Well,
it's amazing I lived. And I survived. There were so many things we survived. Like sitting in the back of a station wagon with no seatbelts when it was a party. You all went bowling, just stuck the kids in the back of the station wagon. It's basically like sitting in the trunk. And off we went.
Since it's Halloween and we talk about spirits and ghosts and everything, I wonder that those in the great beyond, they like have the ability to look back in time. But boy, there was that time I was 16 or 17, it must have been 17, driving my father's van and almost rolled the thing down a cliff, got really lucky that it didn't go flying off,
I think we had a lot of almost.
We had a lot of almost.
Just from being kids.
He never knew. At least if he knew, he never said it.
You never told him?
No. We were just, being kids.
Yep.
Kids being kids.
Yeah, there were a couple of times I didn't look both ways.
Ooh, scary.
Scary. Scary. What makes me feel a whole lot better though as a mom now is all the technology. The phone we can have. You turn on like location sharing.
It goes both ways because
Val was in college. I used to see when she was in the library.
I still see far too many people distracted by that technology while they're driving.
No, I'm talking about like find people.
Yeah.
Safety kind of measures. So just have a few more for you. You're going to like the last one. Don't leave yet because the last one's a doozy. Only change his key signature like 500 times. But for now, there are a lot of songs about the moon that are scary. I don't think there's anything scary about the moon. I think the moon is pleasant and wonderful. But, when there's going to be a movie with werewolves, they're howling at the moon, right? Where we're showing you the moon, the witches flying in front of the moon, E.T. flying in front of the moon. Not E.T., but the kid on a bike.
With E.T. in the basket. That was the whole thing.
With E.T. in the basket on the moon. Yes. And with a night like this, it's like a blue moon. So now, the last one of the night.
This is the grand finale.
Oh, how could you not do something from Phantom of the Opera? Phantom of the Opera recently came back to Broadway in this last week. I had such a good time watching the social media tweets and videos about this. Andrew Lloyd Webber was on top of the marquee. Larry, I'm not sure, did you see this? He was dancing, literally dancing on top of the marquee in New York City the night that Phantom of the Opera reopened. It's been on Broadway now 35 years. And apparently when the chandelier went up, the applause was so thunderous. There's never been such applause for a set piece before. The play couldn't start. They couldn't start it. People just would not stop stomping and screaming and hollering over that. And it made my heart happy. It made my heart happy because not only did Broadway return with such a stellar show, but people were obviously so appreciative of the things they took for granted in the past. We know we're going to see Phantom of the Opera. The chandelier is going to come up, but here it was rising again, right? After almost 2 years. And it was it's quite a feat to have a show like that, so much production. set pieces, prop masters, dressers, makeup artists, dancers, choreographer. I mean, stage management, cast, so many pieces to put back together after being down for so long. And apparently it went up on day one like a well-oiled machine. And for the first time ever, we have a woman of color playing in the leading role. I don't know why it took 35 years, but that's pretty darn fantastic. So there was a lot to celebrate with Phantom of the Opera. And so here is...
Before you go, because we're going to end the stream at this song. Do you have a few announcements?
Announcements?
Anything to remind the audience about?
Oh, tomorrow, for example?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, they know what's happening. Hopefully they do. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific time. That's the left coast. An evening of solo piano right here. No chit-chat. Nope, not at all. Just an evening of relaxing music. Use it however you'd like. Don't really want to know about it. Just do whatever you want. I'm going to be here playing the piano from about 7 to 7:45, 8 o'clock. On all of these streams, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. I do have one show live and in person next month. That's November 10th in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. All the info is on my webpage, robinspielberg.com. Just click the Concerts tab. If you are not able to watch this stream or you're watching it on the replay, you're watching on YouTube, my YouTube channel. You can watch any of the streams on replay anytime you'd like, completely for free. There are 2 playlists. Go to Robin Spielberg on YouTube, the channel, hit subscribe, and then on playlist, you'll see one called Heel of the Hand and another one called Piano Bar, and choose whatever you'd like. Larry and I thank you so very much. Thank you for watching.
I promise tomorrow night there'll be no women running screaming from the room. All right, Carmel, scare us home.
Hey, Carmel. Say goodnight to everybody. That's right. Good girl.